if LinkedIn can seem a bit of a cat and mouse game, with the algorithms always changing, and you just want to be able to move things forward, build some momentum on the platform, and win clients, and really promote your brand, then you are in the right place, my friend. I'm Jill Chitty. I'm a LinkedIn trainer and consultant, and we work here with solopreneurs right through to larger corporates who really want to sell more of their services and programs using LinkedIn effectively. If you can hear me and you can see me okay, please do drop me a thumbs up or a note, because it's always good to know that I'm actually speaking to some real people. And if you've got questions, please do put them as we go along, put them in the comments. We are streaming to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook today. So this research is a combination of probably months of this research. This training is a combination of months of research. And in fact, we're continually researching here. Around are saying, what is the best practice on LinkedIn? And one of the beautiful things about LinkedIn that keeps us on our toes is it keeps us guessing. So what we do is we're constantly testing with what we do and constantly testing with our clients. And LinkedIn and the algorithms, well, they're a complex beast, aren't they? So we have to be sure that when we are creating content, when we are writing profiles for companies, that we actually get it right. And I'm going to be challenging you to do the same thing as well. But there are things that we know about that quite a few of us agree on, in terms of those of us that love to test on this platform. And so I want to share with you the certain hacks, things that have changed, certain hacks that you can do, things that you can control, whilst we traverse this ever-changing horizon of LinkedIn. Now, bear this in mind. Ultimately, LinkedIn wants its members to spend time on the platform, and it wants to get their attention. And if you can help them to do that, that's one of the ways that you're going to win. So I'm going to go into that in this session of how we can actually appease the LinkedIn algorithms and make sure that we win. So let's go through some changes. There's been some big changes this year, and I haven't spoken about the algorithms at all this year. So let's look at some of the things that have changed. Now, a while back, LinkedIn made almost the whole of our profile indexed by keywords, so we could optimize our about section for the first time. Our experience would be picked up with keywords, and what that did was it gave the algorithms plenty of information and resources to understand what we're about, who we are serving, and the kind of results that we offer. But now all of that has disappeared, and almost 90% of the way that the algorithms understand what you're doing is through your headline. Now, that poses a challenge for many of you, because many of you have got your role or your title on there. So you're not giving the algorithms anything to latch hold of and understand what you're about as a company. And essentially, it will deem your profile as broken. If it isn't clear on what you do, it won't know who to push your profile out to and your content. Good afternoon. Now on Restream here, it only says LinkedIn user. It doesn't give names, which is highly annoying. So if you want to write in the comments as you're posting a comment what your name is, and I can share that too. So you're relying on your headline to put those keywords in. So you get found by people that are searching and you get pushed out. LinkedIn shares and you get a greater reach with everything else. Now, one of the issues, of course, is that you'll be tempted to keyword stuff your headline. But we have to keep a balance, and it is a fine balance. That headline that follows us around, a bit like a networking badge when we're face-to-face networking, it's a fine balance between giving real people that we want to build a relationship with, understanding quickly of what we do, and appeasing, hi Deb, and appeasing the algorithms as well. So it's a key piece, that headline. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? What are the outcomes you get for your clients? It doesn't have to be really, really complicated. Afternoon, Michael. So that's the first thing that I really want you to, after this session, to go back and have a look at your headline. And this is something that we're changing all the time. So you can keep, as your business is fluid, keep changing, keep testing and trying. So number two that changes is that creator mode. We now understand seriously pushes out your content and your profile. It accelerates your reach. And I think most people now will have creator mode if you are creating content. And you have to choose 5 hashtags when you create your creator mode. You accept that creator mode and you need to choose those hashtags really carefully. Hi, Caroline. It's really important. Again, very similar to the keywords that we're putting into the headline. Really similar, really important. What most people do is they pluck 5 hashtags out of the air, pop them onto their creator mode profile, and don't think about it. But you need to do your research. You know, who are you really wanting to work with and impact in your business? Where are they on that journey? And how does that relate to the journey and your story that you've been on? And what's the one outcome? Let's just keep it really, really simple. So what I do is I get my clients to do some research. They have a look on the hashtags. You want to have a good mix of, excuse me, a good mix of large and small hashtags to start with. Your content, which is easily lost in a large, really large hashtag with lots of followings, millions of followings, may be picked up with a smaller hashtag. It also describes what you're doing, who you do it for. So you need to go and research those, and you just pop your hashtag, your chosen hashtag. It's not raining here, Rebecca, so sorry about that. Oh, I love it that you're telling me where you're from. Hi, Jodie from Warwickshire, Northamptonshire, Wiltshire, brilliant. So how do you research your hashtags? Well, we do quite a bit of research on what people are saying, on keywords, all of that sort of thing. But the easiest way is to go and have a look on, pop your hashtag into the search bar on LinkedIn and get that hashtag up. Sometimes the hashtag will come up straight away and you just click on that. They have changed that recently. Otherwise, it will show you content and you click on the hashtag in that content. And you want to have a look at what sort of content is coming up in that hashtag. Is it something that will attract your clients? Is it a category that you sit really well in? Once you've chosen your 5 hashtags, then you need to follow those hashtags. That's a key mistake that people aren't doing. They're not following their hashtags. So really important that if you're in creator mode, you are really clear on who you're serving, what the outcome, the transformation is. This is all stuff that we do before we even get onto LinkedIn with businesses. what that outcome, that transformation is, and where they are on their journey with you. You know, where do you meet most people? What are they doing and saying to you? So that's the key thing about creator mode and hashtags that I have noticed most people are missing. I'm looking over here because I always have notes so that I don't get carried away and miss something. So number 3 is content. Of course, content is a huge deal on LinkedIn. And actually, it is one of the ways that you can really appease the algorithms by creating good content and getting attention and keeping people interested and focused on LinkedIn. So there are some key kind of make or break things that we now understand about the content that you're going to be putting out. And listen, let me encourage you. There's 80% of people on LinkedIn aren't even putting out content. And it's crazy, 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 because it's a huge opportunity to be found, to be known, to allow people to get quick wins from you. So, you know, just start with a piece of content and learn. Look at other people's. Does content have to be presented in a certain way? So somebody from Facebook, I always write from the heart, but I don't often get engagement or publicly. Great, that's great timing. Sorry to call you Facebook user. I can't see your name from here. So let's start off with relevancy. If you aren't writing to where the very people that you want to serve and impact are, Dean, thank you, on their journey, then it can be the best written post, the most heartfelt post in the world, but it's not going to get attraction. So relevancy is a key hack. Make sure that it's super, super relevant. It can give people wins. It can change people's perspective. It can make them laugh, and it can entertain people. So, you know, being relevant is super, super important. And of course, once somebody reads and engages with your content, LinkedIn is going to deem that as really relevant. So it will show the next piece of content to them, and so on. So that is probably your first step. You know, ask yourself, will they want to read this? Is it the same old that I'm trundling out? This is why we plan our content, to get variety. The next thing, which we've touched on, is hashtags. If you're in creator mode, you want to be putting those hashtags in. Now, this isn't Instagram. It isn't the more hashtags you put in, the more reach you're going to get. This is about really focusing the internal kind of communications and the algorithms that push out your content, focusing on who this is for, what it's about, so it's really clear. That's how you're going to hack the algorithms, making it super, super clear. So I would suggest between 3 and 5 hashtags. You can change those about. You know, if I talk about LinkedIn or the profile, or we've been talking about algorithms this week, I might on Friday put something different out as a piece of content. So I might still keep some of those hashtags that I've used, but just change one or two. So they're going to be the real sort of meat and potatoes of what you talk about. They keep you grounded in making sure that you stay on track. And you know, lots of people have asked me over the years, Jill, how do we go viral? And more, I am resisting even talking about that, because you can write a really heartfelt post about when you nearly killed yourself, maybe, and you're in a beautiful dress, or you're looking sexy and lovely, and you've got long legs, and you will get tons of engagement. But they are going to be the top level, very, very shallow, potentially not your client, part of your network. They're never going to buy. But if you can go deeper into that, if you imagine it is a funnel, go deeper into that content to write hero content that speaks vibrantly about what you do and speaks directly and relevantly to who you want to attract, that content then becomes evergreen and you can repost it, maybe 2-3 months later. You follow the hashtag Susan by popping them into the search bar on LinkedIn and clicking on them or on a piece of content. So that's hashtag tags. Now, the other thing is you can't replace jolly good writing. It really is super important that you get good and understand what it takes to make good copywriting. I say to my clients, if you want to write good copy, consume good copy. We've all got the everybody's posts out there for us to see. So go and do a little bit of research, because it is so important to get content right. And your first line of your content, it's a make or break situation for your content. So if you want the algorithms to push you out, that first line needs to just arrest people in their tracks of scrolling, make them stop, intrigue them. It's going to be something, it's going to be something so relevant and personal. What I say is, if you go broad, you go broke. Go really specific, because that's where the sales come from. So dig a bit deeper with your content. Dean, you work with men. Talk about one really difficult issue that men face, or a journey that somebody has taken from one of those specific issues to moving forward and finding freedom. So be really specific, and then it's easy to make a really clear first line. One of the things that LinkedIn is doing a lot at the moment, I've noticed, is it's encouraging you to share content. And if you share my content, I will love you forever. It's great for me. It really is good for me, but it's not good for you. So whilst I might be shooting myself in the foot telling you not to share my content, sharing content for you isn't a win on your profile. And if it's raining in Bristol, it's going to be raining here soon, and it's actually sunny. Sorry, all of those who were sitting in the rain outside. No, not sitting in the rain outside. So sharing isn't good. Don't share, but write shareable content, because that will boost your content. If LinkedIn sees that people are sharing your content, then there's no shadow of a doubt that they can push your content out to the next percentage of your network. Now, when you've taken time to write a piece of content and put it on LinkedIn, don't just leave it there. I mean, LinkedIn, of course, Susan, you're in sunny Spain. LinkedIn, I get terribly distracted by these comments, but do keep them coming. So LinkedIn is our main platform. So what we do is we write about the theme of a piece of content, and we email people part of that story and say, to get the 5 steps, click here, and it takes people to my content. For every piece of content, there's little dots top right hand corner, and you can copy a link. So we paste that into our emails. So if LinkedIn is your main platform, you can do that. You can send people to LinkedIn from other platforms, and of course you can cross share that content. Sometimes it needs a little tweak, but make sure that you promote it. Another thing that's really useful is at the bottom, kind of a footer of your content, And this is something that I want to be doing more of. You can say, if you enjoyed this piece of content, click this link because this will tell you the next step, which gives you a clue sometimes of how we create our content. You know, it's one piece after another. We are writing about levels and layers of what we do. So, and that comment, that link in the content is fine because it's not taking people off the platform. It's just taking them to LinkedIn. So cross share, cross promote, use every opportunity you have. And particularly if you're writing newsletters and publish articles, you've got to promote those. So you can take pieces of those and take the introduction and post the link for your newsletter or your published article. Take pieces from it. Caroline, I would always post on your personal page, being the main page that you really start to promote. I think it's raising the bar, isn't it? That you really start to promote stuff and then share it onto your business page. Rather than the other way around, your focus is going to be building relationships with people. Okay, cool. We're running out of time. Next one, encourage people to engage. Why is this a hack? Because every time somebody engages, not only does it send your content right to the top of the homepage feed, and then it moves back down, which last time I heard it was about an 11-minute, which is the longest on all of the social media platforms. Another reason why I love LinkedIn. So the longest sort of time for a piece of content to hear, but it also puts your content at the top of that person's homepage feed who's engaged. So you will then be, so they're your ambassadors, you will then have your content promoted out to people in their network and even beyond. So calling people to action, sharing their thoughts. One of the things that I do consistently each week is we give a giveaway. And listen, if you go onto my content on Monday or Wednesday, hi Lorraine, you will see we're giving away a LinkedIn algorithm checklist. Go and just pop checklist into the comment. What will that do? That keeps those posts alive and they keep gathering engagement. So encourage people to engage. What's your story? Is this helpful? What have I missed? Would love to know your thoughts. And get people, not that they not that they need reminding because they're stupid and they don't know what to do, but hey, every social media platform is a really busy, distracted platform, isn't it? So it's prompt for people. Okay, here's one that most people miss, and particularly if you've started your own business, and even when I've been working with some massive corporates, they've made this mistake. People have gone so broad that they miss being really specific to people. And I know I've brought in these elements already in this training, but I just want to really underline and bold this. Now, Lorraine, I know that you're really specific because you work with interns. That's probably not quite the right word. You can pop in here what it is you do. So it's really specific what Lorraine does. There's going to be a really specific message that comes out of that. But if Lorraine was just talking about employees in general, well, that could apply to anybody. And so the message stops being relevant. It's so broad, the net is so wide that actually you'll either catch all sorts of things that you don't want, or it won't catch, yes, it is interns, it won't catch the people that you do want. So again, I can't underline enough, get really clear on who it is that you really want to serve. Who are your very best future clients? They're the guys, they're the only people that you want to be speaking to. You don't want to speak to everybody, you want to speak to these guys. And by your content continually attracting these same people, it leaves clues for the algorithms, and it's incredibly useful. So I don't know what this is, another part of how you can really make sure that you are hacking the algorithms is to build your network strategically. If you are accepting any old connection, and I really do understand, I work with some of these people that they actually say anybody could work with us. And in that case, what we have to do is we have to create some avatars to get some momentum in building relevancy. But you want to build your network strategically in the sense that the majority of your people are your future clients or they have access to your future clients. Really, really important because the algorithms are scoring. They're looking at who the majority of people are that are engaging. And this moves on to my next point. Look at the LinkedIn there you go, another A word, analytics, because they'll tell you whether you are reaching the right people or not. So make sure you're filling your network and then check, if people are, if you're showing up in search appearances and you think, why are these people searching for me? It's not their fault, it's yours. The algorithms are pushing you out based on what's on your profile. If you're looking at the analytics and it's on the dashboard on your profile, only you can see it. If you're getting all sorts of weird and wonderful people commenting and engaging in your content, it's not specific enough. So there's a big clue for you. Okay, and probably one of the biggest things, and Dean, you have alluded to this, you've got to be genuine. You've got to be you. You've just got to be authentically you. There is a huge disease on social media platforms where people feel, and please give me a like or a hell yes, of people feeling they have to be somebody else to win. Your future clients need you with your particular journey, the really key and unique things that you've learned along the way, because it matches with the sort of things that they are going through right now. And people can sniff that you're not being genuine, but also your aim with any content with your profile is to build relationships with people, because you can't have a sale without a relationship. Is to start conversations. That's how sales works. You start to have conversations, and you can have multiple conversations on a piece of content. So just be you. Great, Dean. Speak from the heart, but then look at how you are structuring your content. Look at the length of it. Look at maybe switching it around. I say to clients, you've got to do something for at least 2 weeks. If we're posting every day, then we've got 10 pieces of content to analyze the data. Who's engaged on it? Who didn't engage on it? Why is there not much engagement? What's different about this post to that post? And they got opposite levels of engagement. Vulnerability is great, but if all you do is vulnerability, people are going to get fatigued with it. They're going to brush across because they assume they know what you're going to be speaking about. So if LinkedIn isn't pushing out your profile, it isn't pushing out your content for sure, it will either think that it's spam content because nobody's engaging, or that it's really, really low content. So that really means, just recently I have started doing 3 pieces of content a week and spending more time. So this week we created a PDF, so it's a carousel or a slide, a post or a document, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. And going deeper with the content that we are sharing, as opposed to writing lots of similar pieces and hoping that it will land. because once you start to get momentum on a platform, it will keep going. And we've noticed as a result that we have still been getting comments 2 weeks later. People are catching our content and engage. In fact, they go through our activity and you can see they've liked and commented on multiple posts over the last 2 weeks. That's what you want. You want your content to be so relevant and to still be available and being pushed out, and having your ambassadors engage in it and pushing it out to networks that you actually don't have access to. That's how you're going to win and beat the algorithms. So, guys, I hope that this has been useful. I normally do 20 minutes. There's a lot in here that we can do. Some of you need to go and have a look at your headline and change that and think about your keywords. You know, the more work that we do in the background on our messaging and our keywords and getting really clear on those specifics, those one specific client, one specific place on their journey, one specific outcome, we start to really create high relevancy. And when you translate that then into your content, it takes off. And you will find over time, LinkedIn isn't a quick win. I have made really quick wins, so have my clients, but there's no guarantee. But over time, you're going to really keep winning on the platform. So, hi, George. For you, I will be here next week. Bookmark it, and if you've really appreciated this, pop a comment in for me, because that means that LinkedIn will push this out to more people that could really do with hearing some of this stuff. Give me a like wherever you are, pop a comment. Susan, appreciate your comments. George too, on YouTube. We've got lots of people on Facebook and here on LinkedIn. And guys, that's my love language. We offer all of this stuff absolutely free. We just say, hey, give us a like, pop a comment in. That would be really, really appreciated. Tons of love to you, and we'll see you next week. And if we're not connected, jump on my profile, click the more button and ask me to, thank you, ask me to connect there, and say you've been on my live stream. And if you've got any questions at all, just shoot them over to me. Tons of love to you guys. Take care.